Hi guys, Kim here, welcome to Backyard Blooms. In today's video, I am going to show you, I bought 3 shrubs from Pike's Nursery and I'll share when we went shopping. I wished we videoed because me and Dawn were a little bit hilarious. We love pretty much the same plants. We can like walk up to the same plant and be like, oh my goodness. Actually, we found a plant that was new to us that was variegated. Of course, Dawn loves variegated and so do I. And I'll share that plant with you. I have it in the house and it's an outdoor plant, but you could put it indoor, and I decided to put it indoor since my real estate is getting pretty much taken up. However, we walked up to this plant and I said, oh my gosh, it looks like an ivy. And she goes, oh my gosh, it looks like a fatsia. And when we looked at the tag, it was a cross between a fatsia and an ivy. It was just hilarious. So I wish that I did bring my camera along, and I actually had my camera with me. I just didn't have my mic, but it was quite funny. And she taught me into getting into the plants that I did buy for the Westside Garden because I wanted to bring a big pop of color. It just needed more color than just green. So I liked it as well, and we put different plants up together to it, and we're like, yes, like I like this plant better than what I was prior to thinking. I was thinking the sunshine ligustrums would look really good there. However, they get quite big and I don't need anything that gets that big right there. So let me go share with you the plants that I bought at Pike's Nursery. And I already got the plants in the ground, but I did do video of it. And oh, we did have some damage from the tropical storm Debby. I believe that's what its name was. And my hibiscus just pretty much did not like fare well from it. So I tried to stake it up. I bought a real heavy stake and was pounding it into the ground, and then I tried to tie it up, but it was just so big and so heavy, I just could not do it. So I had to cut it back. But however, I think I might have enough growing season because I still have August, September, October, and even maybe into November for growing season. So who knows, it may grow back and I may still get some blooms out of it. But let me share you all that has happened between now and then last week. So my sun patients fared quite well. They were a little bit droopy, but they stood right back up. You guys, I do love these sun impatiens. They work really, really well in sun or shade, and they're just beautiful. So I think this is something, and the caladiums, that I will always do on this side right here. I like to change the colors up depending on what I put in front. So let's go look at my Hardy Hibiscus. This was very awesome, and look at it now. And I'll show you what it looked like before. Like I said, I was trying to stake it up. I bought a real heavy stake, and I've just got so many branches that were so long and so heavy. So I just didn't, for this area anyways, if I had it out in an area where I didn't mind it drooping, it would have been okay. But it was drooping like all the way onto the sod, and I just couldn't have that, especially in my front garden. So I just chose to go ahead and cut it back. But I do have a fair amount of foliage still on it, and I think I'll still get some bloom. So we'll see. We'll just, time will tell if this is going to come back for me and I can get some blooms. It is a perennial. It's not a shrub. And then you can see like some of the old stalks from before. Like that one right there is an old stalk. See how old it is? And then these were the new ones that I cut off. So when it does come back as a perennial, it comes back fresh. It does not come back, does not grow on these stalks at all. All brand new, fresh foliage will come from that. So that's that. I was a little bummed about it, but you know, there's worse things that could happen than a droopy hibiscus, right? So I'm not gonna shed any tears over that. And then on the Westside Garden over here, let me show you my big pop of color. I thought about putting some barberry in here, some orange or red barberry I thought would look good. And I still may do that because I think I still might have some room. Now these shrubs right here, these euonymus, stay low. I know that there's like different varieties that get a different size and different shape, but these grow wider than tall. So they only get about 2 feet tall. You can see them right there. They have a beautiful color to them. Different yellow, gold, different greens, and I've got 3 of them. And then I put the other one over here. So just depending on what angle you look at this is where you can see it really, really well. So I think this butterfly bush, the pugster, I've been saying punkster, and I am absolutely wrong. It is pugster. It's just my slang of how I say things, and punkster just wants to come out easier. But anyways, it's a punkster butterfly bush, and then I got 3 unanimous, 1, 2, and 3. All right, you guys, so here is the foliage up close. Isn't it beautiful? It looks just like sunshine to me. I think it's gorgeous with the variegation, and it's beautiful. So let me read to you about this plant. This is a Monrovia plant. It is called Sunrise WinterCreeper. It takes full sun, it has dramatic foliage, and it says it's easy care plant, and that's how much I paid for it. My gosh, like plants are so expensive nowadays, you guys. So here is the Sunrise WinterCreeper. Striking lemon yellow variegation on young leaves, matures to rich golden yellow against deep green centers. Plant in masses for colorful ground cover or to line driveways and walkways. Highly resistant to, I don't even know how you say this, anthracnose? I don't know. If you know what that is, you guys can comment. Leaf disease. So I don't know if the euonymus is like susceptible to this. I'm not sure. But anyways, it's an evergreen. And that's the reason why I really love this plant as well. It's not deciduous. Deciduous means that it will lose its leaves in the wintertime. So like this is partial evergreen, this pugster butterfly bush. I want to say punkster, but someone else called me out on it and they were confused and thought it was a different plant, but it's not. This is a pugster butterfly bush from Proven Winners. I need to come back and deadhead these. But this one is a partial evergreen, which means it could lose some of its leaves, but if it's deciduous, it would lose all of its leaves. So anyways, this one is an evergreen, so it's going to give me some winter interest as well. I like that. It takes full sun, which I get enough full sun on this side because I get all the afternoon sun, which is the hottest of the day. And it is prized for its foliage. Its hardiness zone is 4 through 8, and I'm a zone 8, Charlotte, North Carolina. It says moderate growing, low spreading shrub, reaches 2 feet tall by 4 feet wide. So there you go. Love this plant, and I think it's going to bring some brightness to it as well. Like I said, I put up shoot, I can't think of I just said it. The other bush that I was thinking about, Sunshine Ligustrum. And like I said, I'll show you the comparison, and this one by far still stood out compared to the Sunshine Ligustrum. I do think some barberry might be pretty also, but I think it's going to look lovely against this Japanese maple. This Japanese maple, you guys, like, don't freak out on me because it's not going to get huge. Look at this red foliage there. Isn't it so pretty? But this one is a low growing, or doesn't get as tall. It's called Cheyenne Japanese Maple, and this one only gets 5 to 8 feet tall and 4 to 8 feet wide, and I have it from the house at least 4 feet there, so I think it's going to be fine. So I think when this fills in by 4 feet, this is going to look like mass planting, and it's going to be beautiful when this gets a little bit taller as well. So, and you guys, I'm so proud of this. I did this from seed, and it's a peach one. Foxglove, and look how beautiful it is. Isn't that pretty? So proud of that little plant. All right, let's try to make my way down this hill without killing myself. Look at that new sod that I put down that got fungus and has not came back yet. But it's better than dirt. All right, you guys, so that is those are the plants that I wanted to talk about today that I just purchased. And I did video me planting them, and that's all I did. Of course, I'm on a hill, and I actually like planted them on a, like, not straight up and down, like on its side a little bit. And all the roots are covered, and you can do that when you're on a hill as well. So I think I like the look of it. And what did I do? So I used my power planter. I just dug the hole from my power planter. Of course, I did have the 3 of the lilac Hardy Hibiscus. I had 1, 2, and 3. So I pulled them all back up, and you can see the Hardy Hibiscus has a gorgeous bloom on it. And so anyways, we had a lot of rain, so it's pretty soft in this area, and it really wasn't hard for me to dig because we just got all that rain from the storm, tropical storm Debby. So anyways, biotone in the hole, and then I never want to dig it too deep because of our hard clay. And you want to put the root ball 1.5 to 1 inches above the ground. And then I don't remove any of the soil. I use all the soil that I take out and put it back around the base of the plant. And that way I have like a mounding, right? It's mounded. So there is that. And that's what everything's looking like on this side. The Gomphrena that I did from seed looks gorgeous. Jazzberry Supertunia Vista looks really pretty. If you want something in mass and it look gorgeous all the time, this verbena looks good, and it's supposed to come back for us for our zone. Sometimes the jazzberries come back, so if you want to just leave, once the frost gets it, just leave the root base in there, and it could come back because I have had several come back. So this is what the side's looking like. Rose bush has done gone crazy. I have a few broken branches on my limelight tree that I need to remove. Oh, let's see, what else? Let's go to the back and I'll show you what we did today. Okay, so my husband trimmed lightly on the boxwoods because they were getting way out of control. And then I had to pick up all the clippings from that. So he did that for me today. And then I did prune back as much as I could that wasn't looking great of these zinnias. I do love the zinnias. These are from Floret Flowers, but they're just so small flowers. I did not expect that. So for me, that's been a disappointment for me. Some of them are a little bit bigger. As you can see right here, look how pretty the blooms are. Really, really pretty. The celosia is crazy, you guys. Like, I pulled out so much celosia, but they dropped so much seed like crazy. But in the last video, I showed you where I had so much that I pulled out. You can see where I still got a little bit. The Lysianthus looks gorgeous. This has a bloom on it right here. I'm gonna plant so much more of this Lysianthus because it's beautiful. I'm gonna do like every color that I can find for that. And let's see. I did this from seed too. I've just lost my words. Eucalyptus as well. Like I said, I pruned a lot of this back. Look at the celosia. Like I said, the seed droppings just is crazy, but it is pretty. Look at this one. Isn't that pretty? All right, so some of the dahlias are down here looking really good. Look at this bloom, you guys. They're just all different and kind of unique. It's even pretty on the other side of it. That Japanese looks pretty. Air conditioner's on. Okay, so my husband mowed today, so grass looks really good. This is what my hydrangea hedge is looking like, starting to turn colors. So it's starting to get to where it's dried. Actually, it is dry. So if you want to like go ahead and remove some of these and bring them inside, they're feeling paperishy now. So now is the time to do that. And all these boxwoods got pruned back. They look really, really pretty. I did come and deadhead all of my roses. And I'm really, really tired, sick and tired of the black spot, you guys. If you don't know what black spot is, there you go. On that leaf, that's what it looks like. And I've been just trying to remove the leaves, spraying. It's so humid here, it doesn't seem to help me. And then I'm just really tired of everything right now. Like all my annuals aren't really blooming great. This was blooming just gorgeous not too long ago. So I don't know, like I need to either like come and deadhead them. I just think it's just so hot. They just not been happy this year. Like all of my annuals have not been super happy. Then this rose bush looks good. This is Eustacia Ave. And I cleaned out my raised bed there a little bit. I had so much celosia in there, it wasn't funny. I do have one tomato plant that's a cherry tomato plant down there that's growing from seed last year. This I put from seed. This is it's a hibiscus, but it's from seed, and it was called like a red hibiscus. I'll have to try to find the name for you, but I pruned it back, and look how beautiful this plant is. You can see it's just from one plant. Look how big it is. It loves the space. And then these got pruned back too. These are the Oakland hollies. So they had a few like large sprouts that were sprouting out. He left the real tall ones over there. He wanted to see if it made the tree grow a little bit taller. So he left that one, but then cut the rest out. So this was all morning. Like we were soaked, we were tired. There's a lot of bending over. So he pruned it all back, and then I picked up all the clippings. So it was a lot this morning to do, but just want to share with you how pretty everything looks, how clean it looks. Not even these containers are really blooming, you guys, that well. Like look at all this, the verbena, the peachy keen. Hear like some kind of bird behind me. The hummingbirds I've enjoyed so much. Like hummingbirds love this vermillionaire. You can see they have like teeny tiny little red flowers. I've seen one. Oh, I see a butterfly. But hummingbirds have been enjoying my garden. Lots of birds, bluebirds, cardinals, butterflies, dragonflies too, the bees. Look at this real pretty dahlia. Look at that. Oh, and I almost forgot. I meant to go to Lowe's. So when we were pruning this back, remember I told you about my complete fail and my Yoshio cherry tree died back here? Well, I thought it was from all of this drip, but I also found out that I had a lot of water leakage from here too. And so I have to fix this. So I had like a 90-degree angle from this one to this one, and it was leaking. So I don't have another one. I'm gonna have to go to Lowe's in the plumber's section and get that. And I'm hoping that they will connect. So I need to do that. So I have that drip off for right now. So on my way home from work tomorrow, I need to go grab some. But this, I'm trying to pull out all the celosia. This came back from last year. And then you could see all the brown part right there. Let me show you up a little closer. Let's see. All these little tiny black pieces right there are seed. Do you see it just dropping out in my hands right there? Those little tiny black things are seed. And it's just coming up like crazy. So yeah, I'm not sure if I ever really want to plant a lot of celosia next year. I'll be very careful. But I do have some really pretty blooms from the dahlias. Look at that. I thought it would do better. I thought I would have so many blooms that I didn't know what to do with myself, and I have not had that experience. You guys have not had that experience whatsoever. Look at this one. So I did clean it out a little bit. You can see where I came in here and just cleaned out some. But all this Slocy, I still need to pull all that Slocy out. I do have some dahlias in here that, like you can see, I have, this is looking kind of wimpy too. I have some basil in here that needs to come back and be pinched off. Like, you don't really want it to go to bloom. So you can see that it's trying to go to bloom. I can't believe it's droopy. We had so much rain the other day. But like I said, I did have to turn this drip off, so I might have to come down here and water it some. And then some of the zinnias up here look gorgeous. These came back from last year, and they look better than the ones that I planted. So they say if you plant one zinnia, you'll have zinnias for life. That's what they say. Let's see. This is so much taller than me. So I can like come and cut these back and bring those blooms inside. These never did great. These little lemony ones. These are really pretty. I do have some dahlias in there somewhere. There's one of them that hasn't bloomed yet, right here. But this was supposed to be my dahlia bed. It looks like a celosia bed, doesn't it? I hope this video brought you some inspiration and some joy. And before I leave, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And I want to thank all of you that do like, share, and subscribe and comment. It does help me on my YouTube channel so much. And make sure you do myself and others too as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.